Hello, everyone on Facebook, especially on the Global DJ Network, our networking group by DJs for DJs. Great to have you here over there. And hello, everyone on our Facebook page as well. Also, hello if you're just joining us on YouTube. I know it takes you guys a second longer for this live broadcast to kick in over there. Welcome, everyone. It is Tuesday Tips Live with Digital DJ Tips here with me, Phil. It's great to be here. It's swelteringly hot here in the Mediterranean. Really hot. We have no aircon in here at all. We're going hardcore. I'm straight in the pool outside as soon as this is finished, but I've broken away, sweat and all, to bring you Tuesday Tips Live. And it's a good one this week. It's 5 things that mobile DJs can teach club DJs. So you are maybe a club DJ, a lounge DJ, a resident DJ, a mixing DJ, right? Well, this is 5 things that the world of mobile DJ can teach you. So if you are new to the channel, I'm Phil Morse. I'm the owner, I'm the founder of Digital DJ Tips. Our mission is to help you become great DJs and great DJ producers. We do it via this book, which is available on Amazon and in all good bookstores, which is our bestseller on how to DJ. We also do it via digitaldjtips.com, via our free tuition, via our paid for courses. But today, the important thing is it's via this very live stream. It's via me chatting here to you guys and girls for half an hour about these 5 things, which is our chosen area of tuition this week. If you enjoy this, all the replays are on the YouTube and the Facebook channel. If you do enjoy it, please hit the share button and share it with your friends and DJs so they can join in too. Please hit like as well. If you're on YouTube, subscribe and to the notifications, and then you'll find out when these happen. If you're watching the replay, you probably didn't do any of those things, and that's why you're watching the replay, because you didn't find out we were live. Live is always best. It can go horribly wrong and often does. So please do that stuff. Like, follow, share, subscribe, so we can keep doing this. And welcome, everyone, new, existing, and regulars. So look, a few early hellos before we get stuck into the 5 things that club DJs can learn from mobile DJs. Oh, and one final thing, if you're watching the replay and you're thinking, get to it, man. This is a recording of a live show you're watching. It's not a 5-minute tip on YouTube. It's 5 things, but we're going to chat about them. We're going to discuss them. I'm going to open it to the live people here on the conversation. So one of my team, usually, if not what someone watching it remembers, to put an index, which we'll pin if someone does it, to the YouTube comments, so that'll say where to jump to each of the 5. But this is a live show, so hopefully you're with us live and enjoying it. Right, a few early hellos, then we'll get stuck in at number 1. So hi to Nick, Drew, Jeremy, James, Reuven, and Jeff and Michael, all over on Facebook. And Jeremy says, I finally got to see this live. That's cool. Meanwhile, over on YouTube, we've got DJ Dash. Always good to have you here. Live from the Mediterranean, it's Tuesday Tips Live. It sure is. Hi to Andre in Virginia, USA. Hi to DJ Imani in Albuquerque. Stephen says it's 34 degrees in the UK. Awesome. Be raining tomorrow, Stephen. DJ CJs says hello from Toronto, Canada. Amanda says, I heard it was Tuesday Tips Live. Yes, someone once referred to it as Digital DJ Tips. We found that quite funny. Tuesday Tips will also do, says Armando. Well, thank you for that. Maximus says, good morning. I always like your broadcast. Taiwan says, all the way from Malaysia. How are you doing? Good to have you here. Ben says, you're such an epically human face to the business, Phil. Well, we are humans here, but I do want to shout out, because guess what? This could not happen without the rest of the team. You've got Lauren and Scott and Ben and Faye, all in customer service, support, social, community, helping this happen, making the nice thumbnails, answering the comments. So a big shout out to all of those people. And of course, you've got Joey and Steve and Mark and myself making the content, making the stuff that gives us something to talk about. So it is a team effort. All right then, loads more people saying hello, but I do want to get stuck into the value immediately. So we're talking today, if you've just joined us, about 5 things that club DJs can learn from mobile DJs, with a massive thank you to one of our contributors, Stacey, who worked with us on this list, and it's a great list. So are you ready? Let's get going. So number 1, have a website that sells you. If you are a lounge DJ, a bar DJ, you play occasional gigs in your local beach bar, you play warm-ups in your local club, you've got a residency in a local club, you're starting to get a few guest slots, have a website that sells you. Now, there is not a mobile DJ on this planet who hasn't got a website that sells them. Some of them might be old, some of them might be a bit untrendy, some of them might need a bit of work, but they've all got a website that sells them. So what do we mean that sells you? Well, at the very basics, what you do, why you do it, how you do it, who says, in other words, testimonials, things that you've got from people you've worked for. But you can go further than that. You can talk about your career highlights. You can have all the logos of the people you've worked with. That's always a great one on websites. You can talk about the venues you've worked for, the kind of music you play. You can share your mixtapes, any DJ battles you've entered. Having something online that you own that bigs you up is really important, and you won't find a mobile DJ anywhere on the planet that hasn't got that. But among club, lounge, resident DJ producer types, a lot of people just rely on a bit of Facebook and a bit of Instagram and never really get around to building the website. Well, guess what? You don't need to have a great website to be a top DJ, but all the top DJs, check them out. They've all got good websites. So get rid of that lame one page that says nothing, or even worse, if you haven't got a website at all, and do something about it. Having a good website is the number one lesson we've got today. Out of the 5 that mobile DJs can teach you club, lounge and bar DJs. So back to the live comments before we move on to number 2. Welcome to everyone who's just joined us. We're very, very busy. Kevin says website, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, market everywhere. And we could not disagree with you at all there, Kevin. That is extremely true. So Brandon, loads of you just saying hello. Brandon, Delmar, Kiss and Cry, all the way in Uganda, Kiss and Cry. Good to have you here. Delmar says having a website is a plus for getting not only searched on the net, but for possible bookings. You see, another thing about website, another dirty secret about websites is people are not likely to find you via your website. They're just not. That's just a fact. But I tell you what, once someone's investigated you, once they've talked to you, once you've given them a card, once they're thinking of booking you, what are they going to do? They're going to go online and they're going to check out your website. So make sure you've got one and that it is good. This is something that mobile DJs know that a lot of club resident, lounge DJs and so on don't know. So good news from Alyssa, one of our regulars, says, hey Phil, I may have just scored a residency. So that's really, really good news. Always good to hear of success among our community. So Jeremy says if you sign up for Google, you can get a free site. Well, that's got to be better than nothing, hasn't it, people? So yeah, getting a website is our number 1 of 5. So if you've just joined us, it's Phil here at Digital DJ Tips giving you your free lesson for the week. We're talking about 5 things that mobile DJs can teach club DJs, bar DJs, lounge DJs, resident DJs, that kind of thing. So number 2, own some gear. You've all got decks or a controller, right? We kind of know that. But own some real gear, like a PA system, a couple of lights, a DJ desk you could set up on in public. Why? Well, here's a little lesson from the days of being in a band. I used to be in a band when I was a teenager. The person who owned a van always got a place in the band. In other words, in our school and college, we're looking for a drummer. There's a couple of drummers we're considering for our band. I was a guitar player, by the way. One of them's got a van and one of them hasn't. The one with the van, he's like, yeah, I can get us to and from gigs. Bang, man, you're in. We don't even need to hear you playing the drums. If you've got DJ gear, you will get DJ gigs. Because guess what? When someone says to one of their friends, do you DJ? And they go, yeah, because everyone's got decks and a toothbrush, right? Yep, I DJ. And they say to you, do you DJ? And you go, yep, and I've got my own gear. What are you talking about? Guess who they're going to book? Another way of approaching this is something that Raj from BPM Supreme likes to say, every DJ is a mobile DJ. In other words, when your friends and family hear that you're a DJ, they don't care about the fact that you're trying to get a name for yourself as an underground house DJ and you're only playing venues in downtown. They just want you to DJ for them. And it's great at the beginning of your DJ career to say yes to those things, because guess what? The more gigs you say yes to, the more you're going to learn. And if those gigs are outside your comfort zone, all the better. So own some gear. It doesn't need to cost very much to buy a small PA system. And guess what? If you buy the right small PA system, you can also use it as your speakers at home. So you don't need to buy monitor speakers for DJing at home. You just take your small PA system, put it in your bedroom or your studio, take it out again and DJ with it. Now, that's not a perfect solution, but a lot of people do it. My business partner, Steve, has got a PA system by LD Systems called the Dave 12. Dave as in short for David. The Dave 12. It's a really small PA. It wouldn't be good for a party of more than 20 or 30 people. But guess what? A lot of parties are not more than 20 or 30 people. Steve uses it in his studio, and he also takes it out, sticks it in the back of the car, and takes it to gigs up and down the coast here where we live. And he gets booked on the back of it. So own some gear. There's no mobile DJ in the world who doesn't own their own gear, but it's certainly something that you should consider doing if you're a club, lounge, bar DJ as well. Before we move on to number 3 of the 5 things we're covering today, the 5 tips from the world of mobile DJing for the world of club, lounge and bar DJing, I want to get over to you and get a few of your comments about this as well. DJ Dash says, Phil, you're right. When I had a residency at a local bar, I turned down a lot of private parties because I didn't have my own gear. It's a great point. As soon as you're DJing out anywhere, you're going to get asked to play. It's the best bit about DJing out, you get asked to play. So get your own gear. So Armando says, I started buying my own backline out of frustration from having to work with bad equipment at locations and venues. Now I can charge customers for renting it when I bring it. So it's a double win, which is a great tip there. The Dave 12 is an amazing piece of kit. I've had 2 of them. Hope the first one didn't break, Mark. So compact and useful, says Mark. So more live comments. Oh yeah, Delmar, this is about the websites. Delmar says, make sure you include links to your mixes, to your electronic press kit, to photos, to your online presence as well on your website. The website is one thing that people cannot take away from you. And Dose of Gaming says, what startup active speakers should I get for my mobile setup? There you go, the Dave 12 from LD Systems. That is our PA system of the day, so get that one. Alan says a PA system, a website is great, but without the correct funnel that points to it, it will be a pointless site. Disagree, Alan. It's there for people who want to check you out after they've met you, after they want to check that what you say about yourself is real. You can link to it from all those other places, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. But more than that, as long as someone's searching for you by name, they're going to find your website if you've done the most rudimentary job of getting your name on that website. Because guess what? When you search someone's name, their website is normally right there at the top. So I agree with you. You're not just going to bubble to the top of your search results for DJ New York just by having a website out there, but it doesn't mean it's not useful in my view. Brown Al Chabi says, appreciating the insights. You're very welcome. And DJ Dennis says, a website gives you credibility. It does indeed. Okay, let's move on. We are talking, if you just joined us, live from my summer house. We're not in the Digital DJ Tips studios. I'm sure you realised. I'm here all summer, so all July, all August. I'm going to be broadcasting these live from right here. I've locked the family out. The kids are messing around in the pool. Everyone's on holiday mode out there, but I've broken away, and it's hot. So I hope it's hot and nice weather where you are as well. So we're live, clearly not from the studio, but that's all cool. I'm here. I've got the book. I've got my notes. It's all here. I can do it from anywhere. Okay, so number 3 of our 5. Have we done number 3? No, we haven't actually. I called the last one number 3, didn't I? But it was actually number 2. Anyway, number 3 of our 5 things that can be taught to you, the club DJ, the lounge DJ, the mixing DJ, by the mobile wedding, by that side of the DJ world, right? 5 things that you can learn from the mobile DJ as a club DJ. And number 3 is be prepared. Now, I absolutely love this one. Good on you, Stacey. These are from Stacey, one of our writers, by the way. Good on you, Stacey. This is a really, really good one. You know, in other words, in Stacey's words, treat every gig like it was a wedding. So let me tell you how a good mobile DJ prepares for a wedding. They talk to the client properly. They get a list of must play and don't play tunes. They work out the running order of the event. They work out when they're meant to turn up with their gear. They work out what gear's already there and what they need to bring. They have a plan B. They work out how they fit in with all the other people who are at the wedding, the photographers, the cake, the food, all that stuff. When they get there, they check out who's there and they make sure that they don't do anything to upset Granny and the kids, and they get the music right for obscenities and all that. In other words, they put an awful lot of planning in. Oh, and they have a great plan B in case something goes wrong, right? They've got a plan B. If the music stops, they know what they're going to do. Club DJs, come on, let's be honest, club DJs, and I'm counting myself among you. Sometimes we just turn up, don't we? We just kind of turn up with our USB and our headphones. Well, we played last week, so what could possibly go wrong? Look, it is one of the advantages of club DJing that you don't have to take the gear, you don't have to set up, you don't have to prepare, you don't have to plan, etc. quite so much. But listen, planning avoids all kinds of things. It avoids you staring at your screen thinking, they're not the crowd I thought they were. What the hell am I going to play next? But also, it avoids all the problems with incompatible equipment and problems switching from one DJ to another and all that stuff that just a little bit of planning could have been smoothed out. So you can have club events where there's several DJs, but they've all spoken to each other. They all know who's bringing what gear. They all know about switchover times. They all know who's playing what. They know what crowd are going to be in, and it just runs smoothly. Everyone has a better night because of it. So taking a leaf out of the book of mobile DJs, where really it's certainly if you upset the bride, it's kind of life and death at a wedding. When really they have to be prepared. It's part of the job. Club DJs can learn being prepared from mobile DJs as well. It's a great tip. Okay, more tips. Tom says this point in particular, Phil, is solid stuff. Wondering, did you do mobile stuff for a time? What you're saying about the planning involved in weddings is spot on. I did mobile DJing, like literally it was what I did to earn money from 1987. Ouch. To 1992. That was what I did. I was a mobile DJ. I was at college, but I was a mobile DJ. I owned a rig. I owned boxes of records. I did mobile. Then in 1992, the house music thing swept through my town, and I just thought, whoa, this is for me. I bought my Technics. In fact, I bought some SoundLab belt drive turntables, and I started DJing in bars and up to 5, 6, 7 nights a week in bars. Then I started my own club night, and then that club night took off, and then my career took off. So I went straight into club DJing from there. Nowadays I do corporate, mainly corporate, so I don't DJ very much. If I do, it's someone with a bit of money who wants a special white party down on the beach or whatever for their summer party, and I'll kind of come out of semi-retirement to play that kind of thing. So I've kind of gone full circle. I've kind of come back to my pick of the mobile gigs, if you like, since kind of hanging up my clubbing headphones and having a family and all that. So yes, I have done mobile, and I love mobile. It's actually the hardest kind of DJing in my view. It really is. Okay, more of your tips and more of your feedback. Danny says always bring a backpack with extra connections, one XLR, one RCA, 1/4 inch, and 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch adapter. I would say one RCA to 1/8 inch as well, so you can plug anything, iPod, phone, iPad, straight into the back of the mixer. But yeah, really good tip there. Maybe an extra power cable if you're extra paranoid, says Danny. I know people who bring a whole extra system with them, so I wouldn't say that's paranoid. DJ Dash, club DJs, make sure you download clean versions of songs. You will need them once you do private parties. I used to download the dirty versions only. Big mistake. The next tip is from, the next bit of feedback is from Darren, who says, if you're playing a trance party, the crowd will know what to expect. So as a DJ, you should already know what to take. Yeah, but Darren, that doesn't mean that you can't prepare by talking to the other DJs, finding out what they're bringing, what they want to play, trying to check you're not all playing the same music, and also whatever gear you're playing on, if it's at a different venue that you're not used to, finding out what the other DJs in the venue use, finding out whether you can use their gear, whether you should bring your own, finding out whether you can all plug into the same mixer with 2 USBs, or you're best off getting there early and plugging your leads in first. There's a lot of preparation any DJ can do, no matter how much they think the party is going to is going to be what they're imagining, in my view, Darren. But thank you very much for that feedback. The next bit of feedback, let's just pull back here. I'm just looking at them all. You can tell I'm looking at them all live. Chris LXRD says, when is Laid Back Luke's Masterclass coming out? If you don't know about this, people, we are doing a course with Laid Back Luke. I'm not meant to tell you this, but I can. It's coming out in, I'm looking at the calendar. Yeah. 9 days, 9 days, something like that. We're just finalising all the details with Luke at the moment. Very exciting. I'll tell you a bit more about that at the end. Delmar says preparation is key to being successful and prevention from possible hiccups in your performance. A lot of P's there. It reminds me of the best thing I've ever heard said about preparation, which is proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. The 6 P's, if you put the word piss in there, which I always like to because bit swearing is good. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance, and it is so true. The dog handler says mobile DJing is a lot easier than it was years ago. Equipment was so much heavier. 1210 mixer, coffin case, lights, amps. The best thing I did was get the learning curve used to using a mic. Okay, so a couple of points there. Yeah, using a microphone is, of course, important for mobile DJing. All right, loads and loads of comments coming in. I can't read them all, although I will throw my Armando's in. We appreciate you doing the show despite being on vacation. It shows dedication. I'm not actually on vacation. I told you exactly how it is. I'm in my summer house. I'm in the holiday house. And we always come here for July and August to try and chill out a bit. I'm busier than ever, folks. Just doesn't stop, but I love it. It's not a job. This is not a job, I promise you. All right then, on to number 4 of our 5 tips. Things that club DJs can learn from mobile DJs. So if you are a club DJ, a lounge DJ, a bar DJ, a resident, a mixing DJ, this is what you can learn from mobile corporate wedding DJs. We've already covered the first 4, which were have a website that sells you, own some gear, be prepared, and then we're on to number 4 now, actually, which is demand a decent wage. Demand a decent wage. Now, mobile DJs, wedding DJs, believe me, they moan just as much about the amount of money they get paid as you do. The bar DJ who's on 10% of the bar take, the club DJ who only gets paid when people turn up, etc., etc. We all know that when you're playing the music you love, when you're hustling for gigs with 100 other DJs to play in the cool club, we all know it pushes prices down. But demanding a decent wage is something that we can do as a community, and we should. Now, I'm actually in the middle of making a whole course at the moment. So anyone who's on our complete DJ course and who opted to go for the extra course that comes with it, I'm finishing it off for you guys at the moment. It's simply called How to Charge Top Money for Your Gigs. Because guess what, people? You owe it to not only yourself, but your families and the people who are supporting you to get paid for what you do. Now, mobile DJs still moan about it. Believe me, they do. But guess what? A mobile DJ playing a 6-hour wedding in the United States of America averages $1,200. Now, that might not sound like a lot of money if you're a mobile DJ watching this. And if you're a mobile DJ watching this who charges $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, good on you. And if you're a mobile DJ watching this who only charges $500, you know you've got to get to that $1,200, right? But listen, any mobile DJ will tell you that $1,200 for 6 hours DJing is not actually a lot of money, not when you consider the work that has to go into doing a good job of that. But guess what? Club DJs, because we adore collecting the music, mixing, listening to mixes, practicing, learning new equipment, learning new techniques, and all that stuff, and building our websites and seeing how we look to the outside world, we forget that that's work. We forget that we should be attaching an hourly rate to that. And we are far too likely to pay to play. And I define pay to play as if you DJ for absolutely nothing or near to nothing, then you're paying effectively because you're doing all that for free. Now, it is hard at the beginning, and this isn't a tutorial on how to earn more money. We could talk for a long time about this. As I say, we've got a whole course about it. But it's just to point out that knowing that you should be demanding a fair wage for what you do is the first step towards doing it. And mobile DJs know that, and they have whole movements of people, helping each other to ask for the right amount of money. But even so, they still charge decent money compared to what you're probably getting as a club DJ. I mean, you've got to start somewhere, right? And that's cool. But please try and charge what you know you're worth, and try and work out what you're worth as well. Don't undersell yourself, because it's all up here. If you're underselling yourself up here, you're never going to ask for what you're worth out of here, right? So I know it's an aspiration rather than something that's easy to do, but you can learn that from the mobile DJ world. They certainly try their damnedest to charge what they're worth. And as a club resident lounge DJ, etc., you should as well. Let's see what people are saying about that. Delmar says, food for thought. If you focus on an hourly wage and make an amount of money that's suitable, you'll be pleased in the end. That's very true. Danny says, truth. I've been DJing forever and bar gigs still want to play bottom dollar. That's why I prefer being a wedding DJ. I get to set my price in stone. Kevin says, number 4 should be number 1. Stop selling us all short. Know your worth. Not working 4 hours for $75. Mobile DJs will always make more. They provide a lot more. That's true, but they also have the mindset to get paid properly. Thank you for that piece of feedback. More feedback about money. I always say there's no such thing as a wedding on a budget. If they can afford to spend $500 on a cake and $3,000 on a venue, they can spend more for the DJ. Apparently, Most weddings spend 5% of the money on a DJ, which isn't actually very much, is it, when you think about it? 5%. But that's a whole other ball game. And actually, we've got a course coming called the Complete Wedding DJ, where I've partnered up with a guy called Jason Janai, who's, for those of you in the States in that world will know, he's a big deal in the event DJ space. Jason and I are making a course in order to teach people to be top 10% event DJs. But anyway, that's something completely different. I thought I'd tell you about that, seeing we're talking about it. So here in the States, we fought a war about everyone working for free. That applies to everybody, says Ernest. So there you go. What war did you fight about working for free, Ernest? You're talking about slavery, of course, aren't you? Yeah, but that's kind of like, that's pretty heavy, dude. That's kind of forced work, right? DJs are willingly working for free. I think it's slightly different to slavery, but anyway, totally get what you're saying, Ernest. Yeah, so there's a strong argument. Don't be a slave. Right, okay, let's move on. Number 5. This might be unpopular. I've learned this the hard way, and I bet some of you have. Number 5 in our 5 tips that you can learn as a club, lounge, or bar DJ from the mobile wedding event DJ space is this: don't party at work. Be professional. Curate for yourself a reputation as a professional. It's hyper competitive out there, isn't it, people? That's why your wages are really low. That's why you're taking 10% of the bar take as your salary and walking out with $10. But guess what? If you're the only DJ that bar owner can hire, who he or she knows is going to stay sober and do a good job, guess who gets the gig? If you want to differentiate yourself from everyone else and be worth the money you want to charge, guess what? Not partying on the job is a pretty bloody good way of doing it. And another thing, you're probably going to get paid in drinks vouchers, right? It's like, yeah, there's your 10 drinks vouchers as part of your salary, and there's your $20. Don't spend them all on yourself. Use them to promote yourself. Give them away to punters in return for an email address you can put on your email list, and then tell them when you next have a gig. Stay sober when you're DJing. Now, look, I'm no Puritan. I'm not going to lecture to you that you've got to be a clean living this or whatever. Really, I'm not. I'm in no place to. But one thing I have learned is if you can't separate partying from DJing, you're not going to stick it in this game. You're either going to underperform or worse. So don't party at work. I have a good friend, guy called Dave Haslam, who's one of my tutors. He's now in his 50s, and he said to me, Phil, I've got to have a bottle of beer or two, just to dull the knowledge that I'm twice the age of everyone on that dance floor. He's like, but after that, that's me, I'm done. And that's a good philosophy, I think, towards it. Your job there is to get on the mic, it's to make the party go well, it's to be alert, it's to be able to talk nicely to people, not to smell of booze and to slur and to play the same record twice by mistake and do all that stuff that happens when you party a bit too much at work. So don't party at work. If there's a kitchen in the venue, ask them to feed you before you go behind the decks. Right? So you're not kind of like having that 2 or 3 beers on an empty stomach. But be a professional, because it makes you stand out, and it will mean that you can charge more money, basically, which is what we were talking about in the last point, wasn't it? Letty says, I've seen DJs dancing with the crowd. I love dancing with the crowd. You don't have to be drunk to dance with the crowd, though, do you, Letty? I don't think that's what you're saying anyway. Great topics today, and a good replay to reflect what you've missed. Oh, maybe you arrived late, Dave. Dave's saying get set paid weeks before the event, no grey area. Oh yeah, if you can get paid weeks before the event, that's great. GK the DJ says amen on number 5, Phil. It's so hot here. Can you see me sweating? I'm sorry about that, people. Jeffrey says lol, playing the same record twice. You know, the history column in your DJ software, if you look at the history of what you played at a gig the next morning and you can't remember playing some of those tunes, you're partying too much at work, dude. Not you particularly, Jeffrey, but it's true. A party is like a ship. Someone has to steer it, says Ernest. That is very true. DJ Dr. Funk Juice, always good to have you on here, says that's a big tip right there. Never drink on the job. If you're going to drink, make sure you drink water and stay hydrated if at work, but no alcohol while DJing. That's a bad look. Great tip, Phil. Lots of you actually agreeing with that. Tyrell says the same thing. No drinking on the job. Awesome. Right. I have enjoyed this immensely, especially your comments. That's always what makes it worthwhile. Danny says I have a special DJ shot that is really just water. It keeps me looking cool for the guests and sober to play my gig. And Mark Rush Palmer says, Totally agree. I have this conversation a lot with DJs. You wouldn't turn up pissed to the office. They don't get pissed in a bar or club. A massive no-no. Okay. Let us move on to the one thing which a lot of you have been asking about, and I haven't been reading them out because I said I'd deal with it later, which I want to tell you about. I told you about this last week, but maybe you weren't here last week, and it's kind of a big deal. This Laidback Luke's Creative DJing course. It's a special course that we've made with Laidback Luke. It's his course. We've just facilitated it and helped him to do the best job of it. And it's everything Laidback Luke knows about DJing. It's his philosophy, how he chooses his tunes, how he deals with the crowd, how he mixes, how he does something unique. And this is a big deal. We're very, very proud of this. And it's coming in about a week. So keep your eye open for this. If you're not a member of our website and you want to be told, because we're going to have a private special deal just for people who are in our community, which is you lot. If you're not in our community, then you can join. Go here, djtips.co/Luke. djtips.co/Luke. If you go there, you put your email address in, we will let you know when this comes. But this is coming in about a week. This is quite a big deal. We're very proud to have made this with Luke. So I did say I'd let you know at the end, and that is it. Laidback Luke's Creative DJing course coming from Digital DJ Tips in partnership with Luke, and it's coming next week. That is what you want. djtips.co/Luke if you want to be involved with that and know how you can get on that course. It's going to be a belter. Right, people, we are done. Get the book. It's on Amazon. If you want to know a lot more than I can deliver in half an hour, our book is going to be your Bible, and it is something I'd love you to give a rating for if you choose to go and get it as well. Join Digital DJ Tips and I'll give you a PDF of this. There's another tip. When you join Digital DJ Tips, I'll email you with your free PDF of the book, but a lot of people want the hardcover. It's also in audio as well. You can get it in an audio book and on iTunes. So if you prefer to listen to books, that is where to go for that. Couple of final comments. Brown says, I am interested in the Laidback Luke course. Thank you very much. Digital DJ Tips are posting how to do that. My team told you that they're working hard. Lauren and Scott and the rest. They're posting it in the comments underneath this on YouTube and on Facebook. Apart from that, I think we're done here. All that's left for me to say, people, is get good, get out there and make the moments. And I will see you again live from my summer house this time next week. Until then, have a good one. Bye.